That's K1.
Yeah, those are the 4 reading strategies: preview, clicking current, get the gist, and wrap up. And then the other part of this method is cooperative group learning. And then there are 6 blocks: the leader, the announcer, current expert, encourager, reporter, and timekeeper. For teaching this method, teaching this CSR strategy, there are 3 phases. The first one is to introduce the reading comprehension strategies. Second one, modeling strategies. And then the last thing is to monitor the group work. So those were the preview stage of the first strategy, preview. As the students think of a movie preview, and then to identify those questions: who, when, where, what, and also the attitude, the position of the viewer, and then they can ask any questions from you. And then after that, the students look at the headings, first sentence of each paragraph, the bolded, underlined words, pictures, tables. Those are salient features of a passage. So those are the top-down overview of the passage. The students can try to activate the prior knowledge of the topic and also predict the development of the topic. Here is a passage that I would like to invite you to get involved in this activity. So this is a passage. How can I go to the first screen?
A slideshow on its own.
Okay, this is a passage I would like to invite you to get involved. So can you take a look at the title and then also the first sentence of each paragraph, not without going into the detail of the passage, and then let's try to work in groups of in pairs, right? Let's work in pairs. Yeah. Yeah. And then share with the peer what do you think the main idea? What do you anticipate to be the main idea of the passage without looking at the detail, and only looking at the title and the topic sentence of each paragraph? Right. So the main idea is one thing. The development of the passage is another thing. Right. And then can you talk about these 2 things? Yeah, in pairs. Just looking at the title.
Yeah, okay. So it says that the California State University at Chico is now has a total ban on alcohol on its campus. Yeah.
Okay, so basically there's a strategy for the students to look at the title and look at the title.
Yeah. And maybe if you look at the beginning of each
paragraph.
So it's officially dry. Alcohol anymore. That's one of the rules. Yeah, dorms, anyone on campus, I think. What happens if they're caught. And then you had to be an opportunity for success. I mean, I don't know if we're supposed to do this, but I mean, it seems to me that if they're college students, they would be interested in, you could sort of talk about, we'll put that, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, I teach reading profiles like college students.
Yeah.
So I used to, not within the Nicolay Tyrant, but I used to sell people that I'm not from the Tyrant. So people that you might be
Yeah, no, what he said, underwear, headache.
But I also, I also writing, old articles and those,
All right, can I have someone to share with us your response to the titles and to the topic settings of each paper? Can I have someone to share with us? Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's highly unified.
I'm sorry?
It's very unified. It's all on the same topic. It's all
On the same topic.
It's the title of this article and the first sentence of each paragraph are all the same thing. That alcohol is different.
Okay, alcohol is prohibited on campus. Yeah, yeah. What about, do you have any prior knowledge on this topic?
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about if you are actually on a college campus,
Right.
you know, they would have prior knowledge, and I'm sure they would have opinions about it too.
Right,
And
right.
could this happen on our campus, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's a good choice if you're working with college students,
Right.
because right away I think you can get them into it.
Yeah. Sometimes they can recall some prior memory on those experiences when they get drunk on alcohol, right? Sometimes college students get drunk all the time. They party all night long, right? And they get drunk.
Yeah.
And then they were not able to get up to attend early morning classes. Yeah. So two things in this stage. We try to activate the students' prior knowledge on the topic and also to ask them to anticipate the development of the topic. Yeah. So this is the second part of the passage. Let's go through this real quick. The second strategy, click in, come. If they understand the content, they click. If they don't, they come. And then if they come, they need to identify the new words, difficult phrases, sentences, and ideas. Sometimes, especially some difficulty due to cultural differences for those ESL students. Yeah, they're having a difficult time understanding. And then for those come part, they also need to come up with some fix-up strategies. Yeah, to understand the content. For example, they can break down the word to previous service roots. Yeah. And then look at contextual clues in the sentence. For the first one, can anyone give me an example of that? How to break down the word to look at the previous service root?
An example from the reading?
An example, any example, not necessarily from the reading. Yeah, for how to break down a word.
Do you want to go back to the previous
passage?
slide? Yeah, and then we can see if there are any words that might be breakdown.
Let's see this part.
How about eviction?
Which one?
Eviction?
Eviction. Okay. Can you explain a little bit?
Can I break it down?
Eviction.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well, you have words like eject.
consumption.
Okay.
So eviction. There's a suffix here, right?
Yeah.
There's a suffix TION suffix.
Right.
That's the suffix for noun.
Right,
Yeah, for
right,
noun.
right, right.
Eviction. Right.
Yeah.
So evict is a verb.
Yeah.
Yeah. To keep somebody out of school.
Yeah.
Get out of school. And then by the TION, the suffix TION, we can tell this is a noun instead of a verb. Right. Also consumption and consume, right? Consumption, consume. Let me give you a better example now from this passage, like misunderstanding, right? Misunderstanding. And then we have a miss. That's a previous miss. That means something wrong, right? And then ing, that's the service. Ing, that's a noun for a noun. So miss means something wrong, ing means a noun. So misunderstanding, understand something wrong. Wrong understanding of something. Right? Wrong understanding of something. The other one, look at contextual clues in the sentence. I think let's use the example in the text. Let's just suppose we do not understand a new word, we do not recognize a new word. How can we tell the meaning of the new word by the context?
Well, for eviction, if you keep going, you
Right.
come to room fees. They're still responsible for room fees.
Right.
So if they're evicted, maybe
Then you no longer stay.
they wouldn't want to pay for their room because they're not on campus anymore, but they're still responsible. So maybe if you keep going, it'll come